Hey guys, so for today's video I want to do a full face of new drugstore makeup. Now I recently just picked up a bunch of new stuff from ulta.com and elf.com, so a lot of the products I'm using is going to be elf because they have just launched so much new stuff recently. Alright, so my face is washed and prepped, so we're just going to jump right into it. So this product isn't very new, I've never used it before, and it is the Plump Right Back from NYX. So this is the primer I'm going to use today, and this primer states that it is supercharged with 5 electrolytes, vitamins including hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, provitamin B5, magnesium, and potassium. So lots of skin benefits in this primer. So it is like a clear, almost feels like a gel. I don't really smell anything. Little bit of a tacky feel, which is kind of nice. Normally I wouldn't use a new primer when I'm trying a new foundation. I know I'm going to try this foundation more than once. I'm okay with trying it with a new primer today. And normally the primer I always use is high-end and I want to stick with drugstore. I didn't really notice any new drugstore eyeshadow palettes that wowed me, so I didn't buy anything brand new, but I do have the e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadow palettes, and I got the one in truffles and pumpkin pie. I think I'm going to use this truffle one though. It gives me more New Year's vibes, and New Year's is coming up. Just gonna do a super simple eye look using this. So I'm gonna prime my eyes using this e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. This reminds me of the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I love that eye primer. Now my eye look is just gonna be super simple because my main focus is all the new face products I have right now. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good eye makeup look, but face products is just my thing right now. And then I'm just gonna set it with a translucent powder. Always have to do that because I feel like it just helps the eyeshadows go on so much more smooth. All right, so in this Truffles eyeshadow palette, I'm just going to use this brown shade, and I'm going to use it to define my eye shape a little better. So in the crease, just kind of all over the place. Same thing on the other side. That is a really pretty brown. This is like usually all I would do for eyes, but look at this shimmer shade. Like, that actually looks so pretty. Do a little swatch. Very subtle. Maybe I'll put a little bit of that on top, just a little bit. It gives like a nice subtle satin finish, very pretty. And these bite-sized eyeshadow palettes are all so good. And these are the eyes. This is all we're gonna do. Very simple, everyday eye look. That primer definitely feels a little tacky. Now on to the fun stuff. So I just got the new e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC foundation. I do have the original one, so this is what the original one looks like. I did like this one, I didn't love it. I do have more dry skin, so I'm super excited to see how this one will work with my skin. This is available at Ulta and Target, I believe. I got mine at Ulta. And here's the packaging, same as the first one, has a pump. I love that this has SPF in it, and then it has tremella mushroom and hyaluronic acid, and it's supposed to give a dewy finish, which is right up my alley. That's my favorite kind of foundation finish right now. And I got mine in the shade Light 240 Warm. So here's the shade Light 240 Warm. Just gonna dot it all over the place. And this is one pump's worth. I almost feel like I could have gone a shade darker. We will just fix that up with bronzer. I am definitely a sponge girly, so if you want like a heavier coverage, you'd probably want to use a brush. But look at that finish. It definitely has a nice dewy glow to it. And this is good enough for me. Like, I'm not going to add any more coverage. I actually really like the way that this is looking on my skin. So here it is, all blended in. Looks really nice. Alright, next product is a new concealer that I got at Ulta. This is the L'Oreal True Match Radiant Serum Concealer. I'm actually so excited about this product because I'm obsessed with the True Match foundation. And here is the applicator. Like, look at that, it's very unique. And I got mine in the shade W4. It's definitely on the warmer side, and the consistency is very thin. It's not thick. And I'm like really into the thinner concealers nowadays, and I just feel like with my aging skin, that's what works best for me. Let's see how this blends in. First impressions, I love it. Oh my gosh, this might be my new favorite. So more radiant, thin consistency concealers are what I typically go for. So I knew when I bought this, I'd probably really like it. And oh my gosh, it looks so good. You can definitely build on it, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. Look at that. All right, next I'm going to cream bronze, and this is the new Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer, and I got mine in the shade 110 Hey Honey, and this is actually a lot darker than I thought it would be, so I think the pictures online are a little deceiving. I'm glad I got the lightest shade though, because I was thinking about getting the second lightest. It would have been too dark. So here's the shade 110 Hey Honey, very creamy to the touch. Look at that. I actually really enjoy Milani's bronzers. This bronzer in particular is one of my favorite drugstore bronzers. I highly recommend. This is the Silky Matte bronzer from Milani. All right, so let's bronze this face up. Just gonna dip right in with a brush. I won't be contouring. This is just to warm up my face. Same sponge, just gonna blend that right in. Let's see how it blends. It is blending out beautifully. I was almost scared that I put too much on and I had to work quick with it, but it's actually blending out super nicely. Look at that. I do want a little bit more wash of color, so I'm just gonna dip my sponge in and add a little more. Ooh, yeah, much better. I think next time I use this, I'll probably just use the sponge. More on the forehead. Got to even out my face since that foundation was a little too light. So far, everything is looking so good. This makes me so happy because I told myself if something didn't work, definitely gonna return it. Been so bad about returning things. That's not gonna be me anymore. If something doesn't work, I'm gonna return it. All right, here's the face. I do want to set underneath the eye area because I do get a lot of creasing. This isn't new, but this is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Instant Wrinkle Blurring Pressed Powder, and I'm just gonna use a little powder puff to set underneath the eye area. Nose area, because I do get some foundation creasing, and forehead. I don't like to set too much because I like to keep that glow. All right, next I'm going to use the new e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. I did buy all of them. I will link my shorts video below because I have a video of me swatching all of them. So out of all the shades, this one really was calling my name, and this is Coral Crush. So I'm going to try this one on. I saw videos of how pigmented this is, so we're going to start with a tiny bit and then work our way. I did also buy the brush that was made to use with these blushes. So we're gonna use the brush too. Here's what it looks like, a nice little slant, and it's pretty dense, but still soft, tiny dot. This is so pretty, I love this shade. This is a beautiful summer color for sure. Ooh, that's so pretty. It's definitely a lot easier to blend than I thought it would be. I'm gonna try with a sponge on the other side because I love using sponges, especially for super pigmented products like this. So, little dot, and let's use a beauty sponge. I definitely prefer the sponge, but look at that pigment. I would say the sponge makes it a lot easier to blend. And then look at that glow. I'm super excited to see the rest of these blushes in action. Okay, next I want to add a little bit more bronzer, but I'm going to use a powder bronzer, and I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer, and this is in the shade 300 Light Medium. Again, not new, but this is an amazing bronzer. I highly recommend. I haven't been really into highlighting lately, but I do love a little bit of highlight, so nothing new, but a great drugstore product. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade 10 Be My Highlight, so just their original OG highlight. Just gonna put it right at the tops of my cheekbones, nose, and forehead. I always use this in these areas, it just gives like a nice glow. Okay, now I need to set my eyebrows, and I'm going to use this NYX The Brow Glue. I've never used this before, but I've heard great things. I'm trying to steer away from the Benefit Brow Setter that I always use because that one's so expensive. Here's the packaging. Here is the wand. Definitely has a thicker consistency like glue. Works pretty nice. I don't hate it. They do also have ones with colors, I believe. I already have thicker eyebrows. A clear one is okay for me, but this is nice. All right, I don't have any new mascara or any of that, so I'm just gonna quickly curl my lashes and apply some mascara. I should have got that new e.l.f. one, but I have so many mascaras I need to go through, so I was like, I'm not gonna buy a new mascara right now. But if that new e.l.f. one is good, let me know, please. So I'm just gonna use this Maybelline Skylight mascara. Here's the wand. This is a great drugstore mascara if you're looking for a lot of length. All right, I got some new lip products. I got a handful of the new e.l.f. lip liners, and then I got one of the new, what are these called? Milani Color Fetish Balm Lipstick, and I got mine in the shade 110 Lustful. ASMR moment. Look at this packaging. So stunning. If I really like this, I'm definitely gonna get more shades because tinted lip balms have been like my go-to lately. So for the e.l.f. lip liners, these are so good. I will insert the short video I made of this too, swatching all of them if you want to see the colors up close. But I think I'm gonna do the shade Baddest Beige. These are so creamy. So good, and they're only $2. Let's see how this looks. Feels super nice and comfortable. Definitely like a balm. I love this shade. It's like a peachy warm color. Super beautiful. All right, so last, gotta set the face. 2 drugstore setting sprays I highly recommend. They're so good. Morphe Continuous Setting Spray or the Milani Make It Last. I'm gonna use Milani Make It Last. All right, so the face is fully done, and this is as simple as it gets. This is a perfect everyday makeup look, like definitely my go-to makeup look, but I'm super impressed with how everything turned out. First impressions, standout products, definitely the e.l.f. lip liners. These are so good, and they're only $2. This Milani Fetish lip balm, so good. Like, look at that. I'm definitely going to be buying more of these. This, I don't want to judge it too quick. So far, I really do like it. I just need to try it out with like my favorite primers and stuff like that to see how long it lasts. Overall, right now, it looks so good on my skin. I do really like this too. I didn't really care for using the brush in this. Like I said, I'm a sponge girly, so I really liked using it with a sponge just because of how pigmented it is. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. It'll help me so much, and I will see you in the next one.